Hello everyone, let me know guys if I'm live. Wait a second. Okay. Alright, hello दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का and we are going to discuss circle chapter in detail which is required for JEE mains and advance. I am keeping this session in English. But those who are from Hindi medium or semi-Hindi medium or English medium, my motive is that every one of you will be able to understand every single thing. So for maths, I guess it doesn't matter more that from whatever language you are. But what really matters in maths is what's your thought process? Have you developed, have you worked on your thought process? There are a few things that I wanted you to set an expectations before you start this whole session. First of all, if you are doing conic sections, I will also upload a video. I will go live for straight line chapter, though I have given a short video of 10 minutes. But in this whole conic section or in this whole maths portion, you will set up basic expectations or you will change your expectations. That first, if you are thinking that I will get all my answers in within 2 minutes, then you might not be able to do most of the questions. Okay. Though the average time you can say it's roughly 2 to 4 minutes, but you will see some questions you are solving in 5 minutes, some questions you're solving in less than 30 seconds or less than 1 minute. Keep this in mind. Okay. So initially, as of now, in this last 1 month, your target is to solve as many questions in the time limit, but don't stress too much about कि you have to solve the question in 2 minutes. Keep this in mind. Okay. Second thing, you need to know all the formulas, all the concepts, and then only can expect that you can solve some problems. So if you are like, sir, I do not know formula, I do not know basic concepts, and sorry, you are going to do blunder, you are going to mess up in the maths paper. Okay. The conic section, or you can say we will start in 2 minutes. So conic section, straight lines, this is part of coordinate geometry. Then we are having vectors and 3D. I will cover these chapters, and then once we'll finish all these chapters, I will focus on this calculus portion. So guys, you can expect from somewhere around 7 to 10 questions. It can be anywhere, but surely you will have. The beauty of this geometry portion is if you know the basic concept, you are going to solve the question. But the problem with this section is it may be lengthy for you. All right. So for me, it's one of the promising chapters. One of the promising means if you know the formula, if you know the concept, you just need to devote the time. You have to improve your speed by solving many number of questions, and then you will see there's a lot of improvement. You will have this in this section, and roughly I would say somewhere around 30 to 40 marks you can fetch from here, from this particular section. So guys, let's start about the circles. So I'm not deriving the things, I'm focusing on like what kind of questions you can deal with. Apart from that, what kind of concepts you can come across. So stay focused. First thing is you need to know the basic meaning of circle, because if you know this, then you can say the basic part is covered. The most basic thing is it's a distance. Circle is locus. Now in this chapter, circle, you will have again and again this term locus. So locus is path, or in general you can say, or an equation of a curve. Okay. So it's a locus of points. It's a locus of points equidistant from fixed point, from a fixed point. Now what is this fixed point called as? This fixed point is called as center. Since this is a point and it's a fix, let's call this as A comma B. Another thing is equidistance, means equal distance. What this equal distance is? This is called as radius. What is double of radius? It's diameter, represented as R. Now, since we are talking about the distance, and keep in the mind, whenever in this chapter or any conic section part, you come across the word locus, assume that point locus as x comma y. So guys, this approach which I am going to write right now is going to be very useful for you. That they are saying point x comma y is at fixed distance from a comma b, means it's a distance formula. So I will write down distance of x comma y from a comma b. So x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square is equals to r. This is the distance formula. And now when I will square both the sides, you will have the final or the first basic standard form of equation of circle. Okay. Let me know guys if you will get stuck at any point. I will take your doubts in the middle. You can write down your doubts in the comment section. Okay. Or if you're watching it later, let me know. Now, this is what we have got. After this, when we will expand this thing, we are going to get x square plus y square. Now, instead of expanding this, I am writing its general expanded form. 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0. But if you will expand this, let's see what you will have. X square. Now from here you will have minus 2ax plus a square. If you will expand this, you will have y square minus 2by plus b square, and I will bring r square on this side is equals to 0. Okay. Now if you will compare, this comparison is very important. You will see comparison can only be done when at least one of the part is equal, coefficient. X square coefficient is same, y square coefficient is same. That means this 2g has to be minus 2a. 2g is equals to minus 2a. So from here we can say a is equals to minus g, and similarly we can say 2f is equals to minus 2b, and from here guys we can say that b equals to minus f. What we are doing over here? We are writing the center of circle. We already assumed over here guys the center is a comma b, and we are calculating the center as we can again write down the center is a comma b, which we have already assumed. But let's say if you are having equation of circle in a general form in the examination, so I am teaching you how exactly you have to calculate the center. It's minus g comma minus f. The question is, in examination they will not give you minus g or minus f or g or f. You have to interpret further what is g or what is minus f. So you will check g is basically 1 by 2 times of coefficient of x, right? So I can write down minus g is minus 1 by 2 times of coefficient of x, comma, minus 1 by 2 times of coefficient of y. You check. I will shorten this again. So minus 1 by 2 times the coefficient of x. What is coefficient of x? Coefficient of x is equal to 2g. And when I will multiply minus 1 by 2 in this guys, it will become minus g, which is x coordinate of the center. Similarly, coefficient of y in this general equation of circle is 2f, But when I multiply minus 1 by 2 with this, it becomes minus 1 by 2 into 2f is minus f, which is the y coordinate of the center. I hope this is clear. Apart from this, when you will see this constant part, why we are calling this as constant? Because it is independent of x and y. And similarly, this term is also independent of x and y. So we can say that C is equals to a square plus b square. Guys, there is no need to write down because I am going to share all these notes with you on Telegram. I will share the Telegram link in the description box. But as of now, in the description box, I have shared 5 circles test having total 50 questions of basic to advanced level, which you have to solve before you appear for JEE Mains 2025. And all these tests, when you will submit the test, it's free of cost. When you will submit the test, you will get solutions also, okay, and also percentile also. So you can basically improve your knowledge from there also. So this is wonderful feature which I am giving to you. So let's get back to this. From here we will say r square is equals to a square plus b square minus c. But here a is equal to minus g and b equal to minus f. So I can rewrite down this as a square is equals to g square plus f square minus c. Is this clear? Guys, it will be really great if you can write down your name. I wanted to know who is learning over here, or you're watching your name. Please, it's a request that you just give your attendance. That's kind of love from your side. So we have got this. And what is the radius? Radius is equals to g square plus f square minus c. Now, very important thing. If circle exists, case number 1. So, g square plus f square minus c, if less than 0, implies imaginary circle or no circle. Like you are having imaginary Hyundai car or Porsche car, or you are having Land Rover, imaginary, means you are not having it right now, right? Second, if g square plus f square minus c is equals to 0. Why imaginary circle? Because inside the root you cannot have negative. Now g square plus f square minus c is equals to 0 means a point or a circle with 0 radius. Okay. Third, g square plus f square minus c more than 0, which we guys will deal with. So it's a circle with some positive radius. A circle with existing radius. Is that clear? Till here, right? Now let's move ahead in this chapter. We will learn the important types of circle, which is very important. So the first variety of the circle is the circle which touches both the coordinate axes, and you will see this kind of statement: circle touching both the coordinate axes, circle touching x-axis, circle touching y-axis, and circle passing through origin. These 4 variety of circle we have to see. Okay. Before we move ahead, see, basics are very important to do. So if a circle is, where is our circle? Let's draw it over here. So if a circle, alright, so our circle here. So if a circle touching both coordinate axes, both coordinate axes. This kind of statement you will have in the questions, and you guys will get confused. So that's why I'm writing over here all the possibility the examiner can give. Circle touching both coordinate axes. So now question is how we will interpret this thing. So you have to understand the basic of coordinate geometry, that if this is the center, so what is the meaning of distance of a point from y-axis? I repeat, distance of a point from y-axis If my hand is moving like this, what is changing? Only horizontal part. Horizontal part means only horizontal coordinate will change. So guys, if the circle radius is r, so x coordinate of center has to be r. And interestingly, this also has to be r. So when circle touching both coordinate axes, then there are four possibility of circle. One is r comma r. Let's say if the circle is in the second quadrant, then minus r comma r will be the center of the circle. If the circle is in third quadrant, then center will be minus r comma minus r. If the circle is in fourth quadrant, then the circle will have the center r comma minus r. You got my point? So equation of circle will be x minus r whole square plus y minus r whole square is equals to r square. But this equation is valid in the first quadrant. What about the second quadrant? X minus of minus r whole square plus y minus r whole square is equals to r square is second quadrant. What about the third quadrant? It will be x plus r whole square plus y plus r whole square is equals to r square, third quadrant. Now, you will be having fourth quadrant, x minus r whole square plus y minus or minus r whole square is equals to r square. This is your second variety. This is your first variety of circle. Alright. Now, second variety of circle is circle passing through origin. So guys, if a circle is passing through origin, so let's draw the circle first. Okay. So if a circle is passing through origin, let's like this. So what does it mean? Let's say the center is a comma b. Now here, if the center is a comma b, so here you will write down x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square, and radius will be the distance between the point on the circle and the center of circle is radius. I repeat, distance between any point on the circle and the center of circle is radius. So we will write down radius is square, which is a square plus b square, and directly we will have a conclusion from here that x square plus y square minus 2ax minus 2by is equals to 0. Here no constant part you can see. So guys, if a circle passing through center origin, if circle passes through origin, we can say that C is equals to 0. What is C? The constant part of the circle is 0. Alright, let's move to the third variety of circle. Now third variety of circle is when circle touching x-axis. Now if you know the meaning of coordinate geometry, see the circle is having the radius r. Okay, now what is this height? It's the height of point from the x-axis, and the height of point from the x-axis is the y-coordinate. I repeat, height of point from the x-axis is the y-coordinate. So we can say the y-coordinate of the center is equal to the radius. So you can write down a comma r. Similarly, if circle is touching the y-axis, so the center of the circle is r comma b. Alright guys, so what you will write down over here, x minus a whole square plus y minus r whole square is equals to r square for this case. For this case, what you will write down? Acha, you may have a confusion ki sir, you have talked about the four varieties of equation for the first case. Why not this? Possible. Similarly, in this case you can write down plus minus. Plus minus, it can have four equations, depend upon the circle is over here, the circle is over here, circle is over here. But here I'm not writing. Why? Because A and B automatically will adjust its value, but R is the radius, it's always positive. A and B can be positive, negative. Now over here again, same problem. Okay, you can have the circle over here also. So you will have two varieties of equations, x minus a whole square plus y plus r whole square. Now, though you can have here also, but the value of a is positive, then these two circle. If value of a is negative, then these two circle are the possibilities. So it will automatically adjust, nothing to worry about. You have to learn the idea how we are calculating this. For this part, what is the answer? X minus r whole square plus y minus b whole square is equals to r square. And if the circle is over here, then you will write down the answer. X plus r whole square plus y minus b whole square is equals to r square. So we have learned now varieties of the circle. I hope it's clear till here. Now next is position. Position of a point with respect to circle. Position of point with respect to circle. So guys, now what we have to do in this case? The point lies outside the circle or inside the circle or on the circle. I will draw three cases. Guys, this is the center A comma B. Okay. Let's say the point lies on the circle and the radius is r. So can we say this point P, this point C, CP is equals to r, right? This is r. But the point is outside, let's say. So clearly this is r and this is C. So we can say CP is, if it is outside, okay, then we can say CP is more than r. And if point is inside, let's say, so we can say that this whole thing is r and CP is less than r. This is the whole idea. Now I am writing the direct conclusion. Okay. So I am assuming, let's say equation of circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0. And let's say the point is x1 comma y1. Okay. So now guys, let's say S1 is equals to, let's say x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2y y1 plus c. So we can say case number 1, if S1 comes out to be 0, then P lies on circle. Okay, then P lies on circle. I hope it is clear. Now, second case is if S1 is more than 0, then P lies outside the circle. Alright, now third case is if S1, if S1 is less than 0, then P lies inside the circle. It's clear till here. Position of a point with respect to circle. Now next point, concept in the circle is position of two circles with respect to each other, and that's a very important, or you can say from here the major portion of circle start. Position of two circles with respect to each other. Position of two circles with respect to each other. Alright. Now, position of two circles with respect to each other. Here, the very first case, two circles are not touching each other externally. Okay. So, there are few things that we have to conclude. First, mathematically, how you will write down. Let's say this is center C1. Let's say this is center C2. And guys, over here I will draw this line. This is R1. This is R2. Okay. Now you guys tell me, if I will draw this line C1, C2, white line is C1, C2. So don't you think addition of two red lines is shorter than this white line which represent the distance between both the centers? Or you can say white line is more than addition of two red lines. So that's how we will represent. Okay. But this is the mathematical representation. What does it mean? Circles does not touch each other. Circles does not touch. Circles does not touch each other. Guys, I will share the notes on Telegram group. So there is nothing to worry about, and the test link has been shared in the description box, which you can attempt just after this class ends. I will not take much time. Okay, your focus should be on solving maximum number of problems. Circle does not touch each other externally. Okay, ये हो गया आपका. This one is C1, C2 is both in R1, R2. Now, the second part over here is, let's bring the circles closer. If you will bring the circles closer, what is not reducing? The sum of radius is constant. But what is reducing? This white line is getting reduced. So, what you will have, C1, C2 is equal to R1 plus R2, sum of the radius. And C1, C2 is distance between centers. I am writing, if in case you are not clear with this, distance between centers. Alright. So, one point which I will write down over here. This first thing is, what is the mathematical meaning of it? Other things come with the tangent. So, I will introduce with the tangent also. So, this is C1, C2. And what is R1, R2? This is R1. This is R2. Done. Okay. So, here you can see red line is equal to white line. Now, before I introduce the third point, I am leaving it blank. But I will tell you what exactly is the third point. Third point is both circles intersect each other like this, like Venn diagram. Okay. So here one thing you can say, that C1, C2 is getting shortened when you are moving both circles closer. So one thing is sure, that C1, C2 is now less than R1 plus R2. I can show you. That white line represents distance between both these centers. But what is R1 plus R2? This is R1, this is R2. As you can see, this is R1, and you just need this much amount only to complete C1, C2, but you are having this portion extra. Okay, so if it is clear, fine, or you can leave this portion, but most important thing is this. But here I have to do one more condition, because if C1, C2 is less than R1 plus R2, this also satisfies it. So that's what I've said, I will come back to the third point once again. Now, fourth point, let's write down, when two circles touching each other. If two circles are touching each other, now over here this is circle center 1, this is center 2. Now this white line represents distance between both the centers. Now what is R1? This is R1 and this is R2. So you can see C1, C2 is equal to R1 minus R2. But if I will not draw this diagram, then this equation does not say which one is greater. So we have to apply the mod sign. And from here we can say our this condition is middle of second and fourth one, right? So I will write down this is more than mod of R1 minus R2. Okay. Now last final fifth condition. I'll give the name for all of them. Fifth condition is that one circle is inside of other. Now in this case, C1, C2 is becoming more shortened, so you will write down R1 minus R2. Now I will tell you what kind of variety or what kind of statement you will have in the examination. Okay, so this one is circles not touching each other, circles not touching internally. Circles not touching internally. This one touching internally, touching internally. This one is intersecting each other, intersecting each other. Okay, for intersecting each other, this is the condition. Now I will write down the conditions, what kind of statement they can have. Before that, okay, now before that, I have to explain the portion of tangent, number of tangents, because examiner will not directly ask you कि the distance, both circles are not touching each other. They will give you another term, the number of tangents. Okay, so how many tangents it can have? 4. 1, 2, and these two are called as direct common tangent, direct common tangent. And this will have other 2 tangents. What do we call it, guys? If anyone knows, let me know. This two called as transverse common tangent. This is called as transverse common tangent. Okay, so this is important, and we have to study this graph, this particular figure. Once again, I will come back to this. So this is having 4 tangents. Over here I am writing. Now I will come to the point, what kind of question, what kind of statement examiner will give. Here you will have 3 tangents. What 3 tangents you will have? I will draw it. One you will have it like this, one you will have like this, and one you will have over here. And I will share the equation of the tangents also, so no need to worry. Here you will have 2 tangents. As you can see, the circles are coming closer, the number of tangents is getting reduced. So here you are having 2 tangents, exactly 2 tangents, right? And when circles are touching each other internally, then you will have exactly 1 tangent. And final, if circles are not touching each other, you will say 0 tangents. Now examiner will share what? Statements that at least 3 tangents. What is the meaning of at least 3 tangents? That's the statement examiner generally use. You can have exactly 3 tangents. What kind of situation it is? When circles are touching each other. What is a mathematical condition for it? C1 C2 is equal to R1 plus R2. And if you are having at least 3, means you can have 4 also. When you are having 4, when they are not touching each other or not crossing each other externally, the C1 C2 is more than R1 plus R2. In this case, what you have to do, guys? You have to write down C1 C2 is more than equal to R1 plus R2. Okay? Now, if the examiner will say at least 2 tangents, at least 2 tangents. Now what you will do? Let's analyze quickly. At least 2 tangents means either you will have like this. So what is the condition for this one? C1 C2 more than mod of R1 minus R2 less than R1 plus R2. Okay, second condition is this is 2 tangents, or you can have 3 tangents. Now for 3 tangents, we already have the condition 3 or 4. For 3 and 4, we are saying C1 C2 can be more than equal to R1 plus R2. Now here is the conclusion, that C1 C2 has to be more than mod of R1 minus R2, but C1 C2 can be less than R1 plus R2, or C1 C2 can be more than R1 plus R2, or can be equal to R1 plus R2, means R1 plus R2 is having no role. So finally we can say C1 C2 has to be more than mod of R1 minus R2. That's all you have to fulfill for at least 2 tangent, that's all. Okay. Now if you're having at least 1 tangent, so that this is what you have to decode from your side. At least 1 tangent, guys, this is C1 C2 is more than equal to mod of R1 minus R2. That's all. Now coming to the equations of tangents and circles. Okay, so this is very important topic, guys. So I am not going to the derivation of it. Tangents and chords is the topic that we have to do. So first of all, I will explain directly. I'm not going to the derivation of it. If you need the derivation, I will make a separate short video. There's something called as t equal to 0. Let's understand the mathematical meaning of it. In the equation of circle, you have to replace x with x1. I have not written over here circle for all curve. For all curve, it's true. Means when we will read parabola, I will revise this topic again. When we will read this hyperbola, ellipse, everywhere we will apply this. Y square with y1 and x with x plus x1 by 2 and replace y with y plus y1 by 2. This is the meaning of t equal to 0. Now, how we'll use this? So equation of circle is s is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. So what is t equal to 0? It's just a line. We have to interpret this line represent tangent or a chord. So this will be replace x square with x1 y1 plus 2g x plus x1 by 2 plus 2f y plus y1 by 2 plus c is equals to 0. Now guys, over here you can cancel 2 with 2, that's a different call. Here the line T represent a tangent or a chord. This is decided by the position of x1 comma y1. So we will write down over here, if x1 comma y1 lies on curve, it can be circle, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, t equal to 0 represents tangent. Okay, if x1 comma y1 lies outside the curve, then t equal to 0 represents chord of contact. Now question is, why we are calling it chord of contact, guys? It's because from outside point you draw two tangents and these two tangents touch the circle or contact the circle at 2 points, and when you join these 2 points of contact you draw a line segment which is called as chord. So this is why we are calling this is chord of contact. Okay, now question may be, sir, okay fine, but what is the equation of tangent? So answer is, directly we can find out only the pair of tangents equation, pair of tangents. Now what is S? S is the equation of circle, x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c. What is s1? x1 square, check the notes, x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c. Okay, now if the question can be, sir, what if x1 comma y1 lies inside the curve? So though JEE don't ask questions on it now, it's, you can say, out of syllabus or outdated thing, but still I will write down. You have to do the search by yourself. If you wanted to learn this, I will make a separate video on this. So x1 comma y1 lies inside the curve. If you know the answer, you can write down lies inside the curve, then t equal to 0 represents pole of the curve. Now my question to is, what is the meaning of pole? And x1 comma y1 is defined as, sorry, this is polar. Okay, just a second, wait a minute. This is pole and this is polar. Okay, this is the thing. All right, now One special kind of basic circle, a circle with center 0 comma 0, x minus 0 whole square plus y minus 0 whole square is equals to r square, will have the equation of the tangent as, now you will write down this directly, it's useful for you. It's y is equals to mx plus minus a under root m square plus 1. This is only true for this variety of circle. Always remember having center 0 comma 0. Now guys, over here we have to also understand what we will do if they will ask general. So simple, tangent is just a line, y equals to mx plus c. And let's say the circle is x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square is equals to r square. Okay. What we will do, we will simply write down that r is equals to mod of m a minus b plus c upon under root m square plus 1. That's all. We will solve this thing. What we are using over here, the distance of tangent from center is equal to radius. That's what we are doing. Okay, this is how we'll get this. How we'll get the equation of normal? Now you have to understand that slope of tangent multiplied slope of normal is minus 1. Why? Because normal is perpendicular. Normal is perpendicular to tangent. Okay, normal is perpendicular to tangent. That's why. And normal is passes through center as well as point of contact of tangent and circle. Okay, tangent and circle. I hope this is clear. Now we are about to end this session now. One more topic I guess is left, radical axis. And if you feel like, sir, you missed this particular topic, let me know. I will explain some other class. Radical axis is very important because radical axis is basically, you will see, okay, it's a line. So before radical axis, I will write on the length of tangent. Okay, then we will start this. Length of tangent. Now length of tangent is distance of outside point to the point of contact. This thing is, what is length of tangent is root of S1. What is S1? We have already said, it's S1 is x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy y1 plus c. Okay. Now what is radical axis? Radical axis is a line segment, or it's a locus, better to say locus. It's a locus of points from where length of tangents drawn on two circles remain equal. Lengths of tangents drawn on two circles are equal. Okay, this is called as radical axis. Now why radical axis is important? Because radical axis, see over here, you can see this is radical axis, this line. So now here I am going to write down. So equation of radical axis first I will write down, and then you will understand why radical axis portion is very important. So equation of radical axis is C1 minus C2 is equals to 0. Now we are saying that there is a point, there are two circles, and from here we are drawing tangents of equal length, and when we'll move this point, it is radical axis. Okay, but if we will This is the condition when circles are away from each other. But when circles touches each other, then equation of common tangent, equation of transverse common tangent is also C1 minus C2 is equals to 0. When circle move closer to each other, okay, then equation of common chord. See, one equation covers many things. Equation of common chord is same C1 minus C2 is equals to 0. Alright, so this is why it's very important, guys. Alright, so I have covered most of the things. If you are having anything, sir, you haven't explained this or that, or I will take 1 minute to go through my notes, and if there is something which I have missed, I will quickly give it to you. Okay, just give me 1 second. Alright, so we have gone through the most of the thing, general form, nature of the circle like g square plus f square minus c. Yeah. One thing which we have missed, the condition of the circle. You have to keep in mind coefficient of x square, coefficient of y square is equal, and coefficient of xy is 0 in the equation of circle. So they can ask you condition that second degree general equation becomes circle. Okay, those who do not know what is second degree general equation, it's ax square plus by square plus 2hxy plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c. Here a is equals to b according to this condition, and h equal to 0 if you want it to become a circle. Okay, parametric form, yes, one simple thing, parametric form of circle, but I would say it's not widely used, but okay, fine. So a circle with center a comma b and radius r will have a point on it of the form r cos theta plus a and r sin theta plus b. But one thing we can say, it's not widely used, but if it is used, it reduces the length of question drastically. Okay, so we have done this, equation of circle we have done, position of a point. There is something called as power of point, it is not required much. And yes, one is a family of circle. There's a topic, family of circles. Now what is family of circles? It's C1 plus lambda C2 is equals to 0, where C1, C2 are two different circles, and it represents all circles passing through intersection of C1 and C2. So it's an equation of circle passing through the intersection of C1, C2 directly. Lambda can be, it vary according to situation. It's not a variable, but for different value of lambda, you will have different circles. So for example, like this. So these two circles intersect over here. Now you can draw infinitely many circles passing through these 2 points, like this, okay. Now one more thing, diametric form of circle. So I am covering quickly the last portion, diametric form of circle. So if you are having diametric ends x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2, diametric ends, then equation of circle is x minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equals to 0. Okay. This is we have done now. Tangents we have done, guys. Parametric form we have done. Length of tangent. And yes, pair of tangents we have done. Yeah, director circle. What is director circle, guys? I guess this is the last topic. So, director circle is basically, you can say it's a locus of intersection of perpendicular tangent. This is something wonderful. And I will write the equation. Very simple. Intersection of perpendicular tangents. Okay. The diagram part, if this is a circle, then you will have infinitely many points from where you can draw two perpendicular tangents. Now this point will move in such a way that it forms a concentric circle. So answer is, so director circle is basically a circle, concentric circle, first of all, and radius is root 2 times. Okay, you can prove it, but as of now in this session I am giving you the theoretical part which you need to have. Chord of contact already done. Okay, there's something called as midpoint form of chord. Midpoint form of chord. So let's suppose examiner will give key, okay, this is circle, find out all the chords which have the midpoint x1 comma y1. Answer is t equal to s1. What is t? Replace x with x square with xx1, y square with yy1, x with x plus x1 y2, and replace y with y plus y1 y2. S1 is x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c. Okay, we have done this. All right, so common chord we have done. Okay guys, polar is no need to do it. Okay, last part, and I guess, yeah, last part of this. No, not two more points. Okay, now here the tangents over here, the transverse tangent over here intersect at point P, let's say. So C1 and C2. So we can say, first thing, the centers of two circles pass through the intersection of the transverse tangent. We can say that C1P upon C2P is R1 by R2. This is R1. This is R2. Proof part, if you want, I can do it later. Same way, in the same circles, the direct common tangents intersect at some point, and this point lies on the line, joins the center. And if this is C1, this is C2, and this is P, we can say C1 by P, same thing, C1 by P upon C2 by P is R1 by R2. The radius of this R1, this is R2. Okay, this is very minor point, so that's why I have not discussed it in the starting. And the last portion, which is very important now, I guess we are done. Let me go through it. Yeah, radical axis, radical center, and this. Okay, yes, we are done. Okay, fine. We are done. So last thing is orthogonality of circle. Orthogonality of circles. What does it mean? That the tangent at the intersection of circle makes this point is the intersection. So tangents at these 2 points makes 90 degree. So if two circles are orthogonal, then 2g1 g2 plus 2f1 f2 is equals to c1 plus c2. So guys, this is all we need to know in the circle. I know it's too much, but see, if you really wanted to have the command over this chapter, you have to You have to know all these things. So, hello Thor Gaming. Yeah, your answer was correct for director circle. Arun sir, I was scrolling for a doubt. That I have a doubt on circle 3.0 test. So Arun, I will, or tomorrow we'll meet. So I will answer for you. Okay. Hello Vishnu. Hello UV. I hope the session was useful for you. Watch this complete session and this will be very useful for you. In 1 hour, I covered all the topics which is required for mains, for advance. If you feel like, sir, I have seen a certain topic in some book, can you explain? I will create a separate video for it. So I hope you love this session, and if you love this, all I need from you is a little support by hitting the like, share and subscribe button. That's all for the day. Good night. See you guys. And before you leave, guys, I have given the links of the 5 free tests on circles. Go through it. These are very important questions which you have to go through before you go for your JEE mains 2025 or 2026. Very important questions. It will clear a lot of your doubts. Okay guys, good night, take care, see you all.